Hello, Sheet again. Today I will be making a video about two different topics in the game. Note that one of those only apply to the normal missions and not to the 4-player missions. The first topic is about the spawn points, and the second topic is about the elemental status of the storm, which is the topic that only applies to the normal missions, and that's because in a 4-player mission the elemental status is already given in the mission's modifiers. How many times did you build in the wrong material in a normal mission? Well, there's actually a way you can know the best building material for these missions. The weather report is a feature in the game that gets overlooked many times by novice players and even, I believe, the majority of high-level players too. The weather report is important because it will give you valuable information about the mission. I already made a video in the past about this topic, however, it wasn't really executed very well, so hopefully the result of this video will be much better. First, it will tell you if the storm will be able to move direction during defense. Secondly, it will tell you which elemental status the storm will have. This is one of the messages that the weather report can show you. It tells you if the storm will be able to change direction during the combat. If you don't get this message, you can safely assume the spawns are fixed in that mission. This is important to know, because if you know that the spawns don't shift, you can only trap out the site where the spawns are. The weather report also can mention the elemental status of the storm with the following messages. Obviously, when you have this knowledge, you also know in which material it's best to build the defense. When you don't get this message, you can assume the husk will be physical. Let's put this theory to the test and go find an objective mission. We are in a normal mission. It's a fight storm mission. At this point we can't see the objective spawns because in a fight storm mission we have to place the atlas before we can see the actual spawns. Also, when we have placed this atlas, we're gonna be able to tell if the storm is gonna move during combat phase, and also if we're dealing with elemental husks and which elemental husks. So let's place the atlas and see what we get. We get a notification that the storm will move during combat, and the elemental is going to be fire. So during the defense phase all the elemental husks will be fire husks. We know now what we can expect when we're defending the atlas. It's important to know the weather report that we just saw only applies to the defense phase of this mission. For the side quest, say like saving a survivor or destroying an encampment, the elemental status of the husk can be totally different than fire. So be aware, when you are checking the weather report at the objective, you don't see a different one from the objective because a teammate starts an encampment somewhere else on the map. We also have multiple fight the storm missions, with 2 times, 3 times and 4 times atlases. When you are in a fight the storm mission with more than one atlas, the weather report and the objective spawns will appear after you have placed the last atlas. But what about other objective missions? Let's see when the weather report pops up and where the spawns are for other missions. In a retrieved data we can have a moving storm or a static storm. It all depends what the weather report will tell us. If we have a moving storm, we have to build a defense from all sides. With a static storm, we only have to defend from the sides where the spawns are. The weather report will show when Ray has finished her dialogue and the timer starts running.
Landing site spotted. Nice find. Need to retrieve the data as usual, but this time we need to watch the storm. Exposure to the storm will hurt you a lot. You'll take damage when you're in the storm, so keep an eye on your health. We need to retrieve the data before we're overwhelmed by the storm, so you'll want to move quickly. We only have 20 minutes. Keep an eye on the storm's movement on your map.
Here's the weather report. We're dealing with a moving storm.
The storm's creatures could corrupt the data.
The elemental status is nature, so we know now that we have to build in brick and we have to defend from all sides.
Got a bonus in play.
In a Ride Lightning mission, we get a weather report when we reach Large Fen. For this mission, we'll have fire husks. Note this is a 2-wave mission and the spawns are static. However, the spawns can shift after the first wave. Also, the elemental status can change, so pay attention to a new weather report after the first wave. It can happen that the best material is metal in the first wave, but that you have in the second wave a nature storm. The first wave is almost done. Pay attention for a new weather report, and we see that the second wave is a nature wave. When we load into an evacuate shelter mission, we get a weather report straight away. However, this elemental type can differ from the actual defense of the shelter. We save the shelter and wait until 7 minutes and 45 seconds is left and we get a new weather report. We're almost at the mark where we get a weather report. We're gonna have a moving storm, so we have to defend from every direction. The elemental type is fire, so the best material is metal. That's the weather report for evacuate shelter. In a deliver the bomb mission, we get a weather report when we deposit blue glow. We also get a weather report when we start transporting the bomb. When we reach the launcher with the bomb, we get our last weather report. This one is the important one. You see that we have a nature storm, you have the built-in brick. The spawns in the deliver the bomb are also fixed. They do not change during combat, so it's actually a pretty easy mission to the defend. I will showcase this mission. I will speed up the building process, so it doesn't take too long. So I have built all the structures. Now I'm gonna trap. It's a normal power level 140 mission. I'm gonna use only power level 106 traps, except for 2. The anti-air, because for resources it doesn't matter. And the floor launcher, because I want the most impact possible for that one. Because it is my last recycling option. All the other traps are 106, and that's for a normal power level 140 mission. Completely fine. I often use this type of tunnel. It's also totally fine if some has come through. We just finish them off when they do come through. And let's get this mission rolling. In total I used 20 traps plus a defender pet for this mission. Most of them are 106. Some husks come through, but there are some nurses. The traps are 106, but again that's totally fine. We can finish them off with our weapons. This is the end of the video. Hopefully I explained myself well enough and you have a better understanding on how the weather reports works in the game. If it did help, make sure to leave a comment on the video and a thumbs up. For now, I am off. Catch you in the next one.